Jason Moulton. We actually met several years ago, and then kind of ran into each other yesterday at a Taco Tuesday event that my buddy Ben Johnston put on. And he is going to share with us a lead generation software called Galilaio that he's been working on for a while. And I was super impressed, and we were going to do something different today. And I said, no, we need to get this guy in front of our group today. So it is all yours, my man. You should have access to share your screen and whatever else you need to do.
Sounds good, man. Thank you. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Jay. You guys can call me Jay. I own a company called Galilaio, and we do compliant text delivery for realtors, loan officers, and a lot of retail stuff. But we found a home with realtors, or realtors really love our product. And what we're able to do is radius text in an area around a coming soon, new listing, open house, recent pending, just closed, and just announce that to the market, the neighbors. And it is amazing lead gen. So we send out 1,000 messages, we announce what the announcement is, and people who are interested click through and observe whatever it is that you present to them. We are the only company in America that has the 10 DLC approval for no opt-in text delivery. Took us a couple of years to get that, and being the only one that has it makes it pretty cool for us, but we want to keep it pretty tight. So we're not growing our company like most companies would do. This is a software company, and you know, if I was venture back, I'd have investors going, push it, go as hard as you can. But I think what I explained to Gary yesterday is I want to partner with the right teams and let our call center become your inside sales force, and really partner with big teams that want to do great things, but focus on those teams. So this is one of the things that we talked about yesterday, and the compliant piece is big for realtors and loan officers, mostly loan officers. It seems like there's a little more compliance in the lending game. But what we did, guys, is essentially created a way for you to cold call without cold calling anymore. So you ain't got to cold call anymore. You send out these texts, people raise their hand, you get an alert, you call them, you can text them and keep the conversation going. The compliance piece, it's our secret sauce, but essentially we scrub every record through the do not call list, and a human being delivers each and every single record every time. And how we do it is isolating the address. So we'll pop in the new listing coming soon. We aggregate data around the house, like a digitally canvas, if you will. We pull out anybody on the do not call list, and then we send them a message. If you buy data from us, the demographics are over the age of 24, male, female, homeowners, renters. You can slice and dice that. And I didn't get a chance to show you that, Gary, because I didn't have access to my computer, but I'll show you guys today how we buy data. So we send out this targeted message. In each message, there's a call to action. The call to action could be reply yes for a flyer or click link for pics. And when they do that, you get a lead alert. That lead alert will say, hi, Gary, Jason just clicked through your campaign. Click here to engage with Jay. And when you click on that message, it takes you to this, which is a mobile responsive website. You don't need to download an app for Galilaio. It's mobile responsive. We use Facebook's React technology, and it just responds to any device like it would your computer. So you get the same kind of desktop version, but on your phone. It's going to look a little different because of obviously the format, but you don't need to download anything. And with that, there's no monthly subscription. We're not going to get into your pocketbook every month. If you don't use this, we're not going to charge you. And that's, realtors love it. My investors don't. I got to be honest. My investors want subscriptions because that's an easy way to model out our success. We're doing it a different way because my customers hate subscriptions. And we got to go with what the customer wants. I appreciate investors. I love them to death, but if it ain't like BlackRock walking in with a bunch of money, I'm doing it my way. And so you guys get this awesome product. It's $150 to send a campaign. If you want us to follow up and do the nurturing for you, it's an additional $50. We take that 6 touches, takes about a month. So we'll nurture yours for a month for $200, all in $200. We'll build a Cato page if you don't have a landing page, and I'll walk you through some of that. This is just your user login. So you'll each get your own unique login, and you'll only see the things that you are attached to. When you walk into our product, what you'll see, here's one that was sent out this morning. Here's a Galilaio introduction. We send this out to agents who just listed property so they can use our product. So we use our product to get new realtors. You guys would use our product to get new consumers or new sales. The upper tiles are all the replies in all these campaigns, the clicks through all these campaigns. My team uses this. This is kind of our daily jump off. And then if we get somebody good on the phone, we're going to pop it in favorites. And it's just an easy way for us to identify our more stronger leads. And the next action is a new thing that I built that is more like a to-do list, and it has dispositions. So you can come in here and dispo a call, like call back. You can make a call from within here. It's like a CRM, but it's a CRM light. I'm only giving you the follow-up piece to it, not the whole kit and caboodle. You could also add a note. If you employ us to make your phone calls for you or do your follow-ups for you, we'll pop in notes right here. Hey, Gary, I just talked to this guy. He's looking for a 3-2 in Greenhaven, no more than 575,000. I add that note. You get a lead alert, and then you can pick it up and run it after that. Once we hand it off to you, it's yours to keep. We're not going to keep going back and messing with it. We're not extracting revenue out of your deal, so there's no need for me to follow the money, right? Like if I'm doing a rev split, I'd have to figure out a way to reconcile that. But this is simply pay for play, right? All we want you to do is just get used to this direct to consumer. This is the new frontier in our marketplace. The old way, the referrals, the relationships, they're still there on some level, but they're also diminished. So this is going to help you guys build some solid partnerships with like lenders. It's completely RESPA compliant. I just sold a bunch of campaigns to an agent and a lender partner in the Bay Area this morning. And it's all compliant. So we'll send your lending partner an invoice. We'll send you an invoice. Let me show you how we buy data so you can kind of get a vibe for that. It is really simple. You'd call me up and say, hey, Jay, I want to buy some campaigns, and I have a listing at 123 Anywhere Street. So you call me up, I pop into my data warehouse. One of our investors, early investors, owns this company. So we resell it for her. You give me the address. I'm going to I had a rental in Roseville that I sold a couple years ago. So I'll use that as a baseline for you. So pop in the address. I'm going to do a mile radius. And what I'm looking for is 1,000 people. We pull male, female, over the age of 24, homeowners, renters. So that's first pass, you get that. And then if you want to trim it down, I'll show you guys how to do that. There are so many different attributes to pinpoint the exact kind of data that you want. Just keep in mind, if you add a bunch of attributes like language or job or income or time in residence, you'll have to expand the bubble if you want to get 1,000 records, and that's the minimum order for us. So minimum order is 1,000 records and 1,000 texts. The data is yours. We charge you 150. You run it on your own for an extra $50. We'll do it for you for a month. Here's some of the attributes that everybody kind of goes for, like what kind of property it is, and there's a few different ways to split that one. If you want to go gender, you can. Marital status, if you're looking for married couples, presence of children, age range, net worth, if you're looking for people with equity, let's go back just before, let's go just before COVID up to 15 years. Let's see what we got there. So it goes from 1443 to, let's see what it looks like. But you can see how we're going to trim this down. And what most realtors do, Gary, and I'm sure you have some in your ecosystem, there are some niche players, like people that just sell to seniors, or see people that are trying to move people from the plus 55 into a condo. And so you could use this as a way to filter and find those niche people to talk to a little bit better. So you can see it trimmed it down a couple, and if you want, you can come in here and go, here's a big one in the Bay Area for us right now, guys, is language. So we get a lot of guys that would be like, well, this is a highly densely populated Indian community. So we only want to talk to people who know Hindi, and the guy who's doing the campaign speaks Hindi. So it just is easier. He picks up the phone and starts rapping with these guys in their native tongue, and it just comes off a little bit more credible. And that's all you're trying to do, is just build a little bit of credibility gently through this. So data is yours to keep when you buy it. If you buy a campaign from us, it's $150 the first time. But if you use it as a farm, and I really encourage you guys to do this, every time you buy a campaign, that's a little geo farm. Keep that. The data, once you buy it's yours. So if you reuse it, it's half price, and you get to stretch your marketing dollar and farm. And so, Gary, I know you got teams all over. You could really do like an artillery barrage throughout the region, and we can model that on an actual map for you. I can do this on a map so you can see where all your campaigns are with the little radius bubbles, and you start filling it in. At some point, you'll have the entire region. And once you own the data, you could just start to come up with campaigns that farm and nurture. The farm that we do that performs the best is not like your typical farm. Like, you're not going to talk about the BS that we talk about in farming. You're going to just give me the area that you want to operate in, and I'm going to go find a new listing, and we're going to do a new listing campaign in that farm area. That's it. And that yields the most return. If you go out and say, like, man, I did the Christmas stuff, I did the Halloween stuff, it's garbage on text. It just doesn't work. It might work on a postcard or a letter, but nobody really appreciates it in a text, and it just gets crapped on, man. And you get some really wild replies. It's for Christmas stuff. Like, I can't believe it, but it happens. So we keep it just to the new listings. If you have an open house, I think those perform better than anything. Like, so I was mentioning to you, Gary, if you've got this open house this weekend, we can run it. We talk about the open house. And in most cases, we see over 6% response rate on these things. These are new listings. Let me see if I can find an open house. Yeah, here's an open house right here for Fernando he works at EXP for up in here in Roseville, and he got 88 people to click through. Here's an open house for this one, got 4.6. This one got 6%. You can see it's just they really work on getting the attention and driving people. When you guys go into something like this, you can just pick up the phone and call them. So you click into a campaign, and then inside the campaign, you'll have a dashboard. You could share this with listing agents or listing appointments. So as you're sitting down with your sellers, you could show them some success that you've had with other open houses, and how many people click through and how many times you touched them. What I would do with these, you have your open house, sit in your open house after everybody clicked through, get on the phone. Hey, Gary, it's Jay. You showed some interest in the open house. I'm here. Come on through. That's it. And you run through all these. You can come in here. If you click on anybody, it's going to give you all their contact, their home address. So if it is a listing campaign, you'll have just a little bit more info to do a CMA. If you have a really good conversation, you just hit this little heart right here, and it's going to keep it separate so you can always jump back to it. Here's the templates that I mentioned. And again, this is a workflow efficiency. So if we do it here, I just have a team that's just sitting here clicking, and I got a team that calls. So 1 hour you're clicking, 1 hour you're calling. That's how the shift works. Kind of breaks up the monotony of it, and you're not saying the same thing because it gets a little tired after a while. And these scripts are pretty basic. Yeah, this qualifies for the 1% interest, blah, blah, blah. And it's just, people get tired. So they'll click this stuff and jam through it. But you guys, all you have to do is go, oh, well, I see there's 2 here, so I'm going to send number 3, right? Oh, there's 3 there, I'm going to send number 4. It just makes it really easy. You want to do it about 3 days apart. The logic in our AI, if you use us, it's already baked in, so it just tells us when to call or text. And then again, guys, you get 60 plus leads on these open houses, and new listings are doing, not new listings, but recent pendings. Let's see if I got one in there for you. I don't have any readily available, but they're performing about the same. I'd say between 4 and 7% on a solid listing campaign. The data that we need for those is the data points on the sale. So how many days did it take to go into contract? How many people came through your open house? How many offers? And did it go over asking? And we put that back into the marketplace. We isolate homeowners in a 1 mile bubble of your closed deal, and then send it out. And then 40 to 60 people are going to raise their hand. With your team, Gary, I know you, man, and I have mad respect for you. I think we're cut from the same cloth in just our tenacity and drive. I have no doubt that if you get 60 click-throughs, you're going to get 2 or 3 listing appointments without us. I don't think I need to make those calls. I think your team could do it with the training that you provided them. If it gets overwhelming, call us. We'll be happy to jump in the fight with you, but I don't think we need to. And so it's $150. You know what I mean? It's just easy to test it and try it and put your new people on it. I can give you the scripts that make it really easy. You can send them over to my office here in Old Town Roseville just to sit and listen if you want. I'm happy to do that, extend that to you guys. And let me do this real quick. I'm going to drop our Cato page. We talked a little bit about Cato yesterday. I'm going to kind of pull back from that today just for time. But this is a landing page that I make. I'll make them for you, but I also use it for my company. So I'm just going to grab this. And then you guys could use this again at listing appointments. And I've gotten feedback that agents are getting listings because of Galileo's, this little package that I'm sending you guys. So take a look at that. You can hand it out. Our pricing and everything's in there. Super affordable. Again, you're not going to pay more than $250. The last call I had, that she wanted to buy the $250, and I said, you don't need to, just buy the $200 one. We'll do it. And then at the end of the month, if you want to keep it going, I'll send you another invoice. I don't want you guys to feel like you have to spend a bunch of money. You don't. It's crazy that I'm saying this, but I know what we have here, and the next iteration is going to be where I make my money. I need to aggregate some really solid players and show performance. And then Gary would be in love with us and probably crazy to walk away. So that's kind of what we want with that. Are there any questions about the platform?
Yeah, we got one. Shannon's here in the office. What you got, Shannon?
It's not necessarily the platform, I guess. Is this only for agents that have listings?
No, you can grab any listing out there and market it. Yeah. Like if
Okay,
you really, yeah, of course you want to ask the agent, but like if you live in Folsom, you want to target your development, you would say, I'm on 123 Main Street, and it goes out a mile, and it will text 1,000 people or however many are within that group and say, hey, listen, I've got a new property coming to market, or this listing just hit the market, or hey, I live in this development, and if anybody's thinking about selling, I'm a specialist.
Okay, so you don't have to have a listing necessarily to sell. You can do an advertisement or
yeah, once Zillow and Realtor.com became brokers and published everything online, it became non-private. So the MLS is basically well, I won't get into that, but you could do this. So this is an example. Chris John is a guy that works for EXP and lives in Half Moon Bay. And Monica is a lender that lives in Brentwood and is also my big sister. And so I'm connecting her with some of my friends in the Bay Area. Chris John's a really good friend, awesome pro surfer, like big wave guy. And we build this for you. So Shannon, what we would do is the same thing. We'd create this, takes about 15 minutes. So you don't have to worry about putting this out. This is included in this, right? And then there's Chris John and there's my sis, and that's it. And they can call here. I get calls all the time from this button right here. People will call Jay for pricing. They'll call me right here and I get them here. It's super cool. And again, this company is being purchased by Fidelity as well. My company's in the pipeline to get purchased. They're buying a bunch of tech platforms, and essentially what the CEO of Fidelity is trying to do is create an experience where if you're a realtor, you plug into that company and you get all this, like, I can build you a market in a day. And you can do that with Galileo and Cato. I can make you a market in 24 hours anywhere in America, guys, doing this. So let me show you some examples. This is going out today, but here's one that we did the same thing for yesterday or Monday, right? So this listing isn't our listing. This is a new agent who is trying to get his foot into the marketplace. And we sent out a Cato with this. We got 58 people to click through. We've already got a couple of showings from this. I've got a call center that just sits here and calls. And I gave Gary the script yesterday. It's pretty serious script, huh? I'll share it with you guys. This is after somebody clicks. Okay, so this is the flow. Somebody clicked through. I call. I don't even ask for you by name. I say, "Hi, this is Jason. I know you weren't expecting my call, but you just showed some interest in my property on Quinn Way. What did you think of the pictures?" That's it. Guys, write that down, play it back, Gary, get everybody to say that. It's all you need to do. That's it. I swear they're going to open up. I'm watching it every single day. That girl that was sitting at my desk just learned how to do that script and got, I think, 3 or 4 solid opportunities yesterday. And she's brand new. Brand spanking new, like 2 days on the job new. Doesn't know where the bathroom's at kind of new. Like, this is so easy, guys, and it's affordable. Now, I mentioned this to Gary yesterday. We're building this only to 1,000 agents and 100 loan officers. So if you're a loan officer on this call, just know I want to work with you too, but I only want 100 of you guys on my platform, and I only want 1,000 agents because I want each loan officer to have 10 referral partners, because I'm building something that I can sell to a bigger company, and I need this prototype to work. And so this is kind of my test pancake. I'm making good money on my pancakes right now, but this is a tester for a different position. And I appreciate any feedback that you guys give me. Bugs, functionality, if it just looks ugly, just call me. I was a sergeant in the Army for 6 years. You cannot say anything that's going to offend me. I promise you. I promise you. And I love the negative feedback, as ugly as possible, because it just works to fix our product and keeps you coming back. So, I can make you a market anywhere, Shannon. Any other questions?
Real quick, I want to verify the 1,000 agents is for California. As you go to other states, you'll open it up in those states as well, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mentioned yesterday I'm a broker in California and I'm a broker in Colorado. So I'm going to test this out in both those areas and then kind of pull back Colorado to California, and maybe we'll get our broker's licenses there. There's a cross-pollinating trigger mechanism here that might be just beyond the horizon. So it's, once I accumulate all this data, I can then start to model our AI to find net new opportunities. If you've got equity in your property that Gary sold you 5, 6 years ago, I can show you a new property that you could buy and maybe vacation rental out in Breckenridge, Colorado, right? Or offer you a way to take out cash and put it into another investment and show you what it'll cash flow. It's this cross-pollinating trigger mechanism means you will not have to buy leads. They're already yours. It's just a math problem, and there's this watchdog running around my data solving these math problems. And if it's true, it's just going to text you, hey man, this guy can get PMI removed. Or, hey, this guy's got 75 grand in equity and he can buy a house in North Highlands, rent it out and cash flow $650 a month. That's easy. That's a laydown, guys. Like, you could sell that story to anybody with a little bit of equity and your experience in the industry. I mean, it's a laydown. Investor properties are just a little bit easier to close if the cash flow's there. I appreciate the time. Any other questions, Gary?
Shannon has one more question.
Sorry. Is it possible that if, say, you have a farm that you have phone number, like Fidelity will give you, you can do a farm, Fidelity will give you the phone numbers and the emails. Is it possible to use this service by sending you the farm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
they're working with, so they have all that back end pieces. The question I asked yesterday was, I use Property Radar to get my details, names and emails. And yeah, I can plug it all in, no problem.
Okay, so then you can create a campaign based on your farm that you already have.
Correct.
Okay, that's awesome.
just one caveat to that, guys. Any data that you send me, when I buy data, you see how I scrub it at the point of sale. I have to scrub all your data.
Do not call.
Yep. So it's 3 cents a record, Shannon. If you send me 10,000 records, I'm going to send you an invoice for 300 just to scrub it. And then when you go to send the text, it's 7.5 cents. It's 7.5 cents for the lead, 7.5 cents for the text. You pay half if you keep the data and reuse it. So it's cheaper if you bring your own data, because it's 15 cents all in if you buy it from me. It's 10.5 cents if you bring me your data.
Yep. Gotcha. Awesome, brother.
Cool.
Any questions? Anybody online? I know Tammy's out there. Any questions, Miss Tammy? Or did she walk away? Maybe.
No, I'm here. No, Shannon asked the question I was going to ask, so
Okay, cool.
all answered. Thank you.
All right,
Nice to meet you,
Shannon,
Gary.
Shannon's got one more for you, buddy.
The farm that I have that I'd like to use on this, it's a farm because I'm licensed in Nevada and I'm licensed in California. So I reach out to people that own properties in my area in California and my area in Nevada, right? Because they own a property in each state. That doesn't matter that they're in Nevada if you're only in California right now. Will that text go out to Nevada as well if they have a Nevada phone number?
Yes, ma'am. We're actually nationwide right now. I do business in Hawaii. I do business in Florida, up in the East Coast, in Boston, and New York's the only state we can't text in. Like, legally, we cannot send a text in New York. Everybody else is wide open. We get business. Fidelity's been blowing this up, so I'm getting calls from everywhere. The 1,000 thing that I'm doing in California is the boundary. I just don't want this to turn into HomeBot, which was an amazing product, but it doesn't have, it just doesn't have any stick when you go to, sit down with somebody, because everybody has the same thing. My marketing person calls it the pumpkin in the pumpkin patch syndrome, where you're trying to get somebody's attention, but everybody looks the same. It's hard to get. So we're just keeping this tight. Gary, I'd love to help you grow your team, man. I know you have ideas about moving into Los Angeles. I've got realtors that I can connect you with, and they can move over to your license. One of them is my oldest son. He would love to work for you. My youngest one that you met yesterday, I told him, I'm like, look it, man, I could teach you, but I don't think I'm the guy. I think Gary, like, you might want to talk to him. So, so you may get a text from Bryce if you're looking. He's definitely interested. It's I don't know how easy it is to work with your dad either. So So we can help you grow your biz, and man, I look forward to working with you guys. So just, you got my cell, you got my Cato page. You can call Jason on that Cato page. It'll get me anywhere, and happy to help you. Order in by noon, is out by 6, and I think that's it, man.
Cool. Yeah, I'm waiting on pictures for that one. They're taking pictures tomorrow, so I'll order either probably late tomorrow for my open houses this weekend. Like I said, I'm not doing the open houses, but Don Peach is, so I want to get him some good heavy foot traffic through that property.
Yes, sir. All right, look forward to it. Nice meeting everybody.
Appreciate
Have a
you, my
great
friend.
rest of the week.
Thanks, pal.
Thanks, Jay.
All right,
Bye,
take
guys.